Well, hi, everybody. This is Jordan Adler. Today is the 4th of September, 2017, and I'm coming to you live from Mount Charleston, and I've got a group of my friends with me here. I've got Darla DeGrande, Greg King, Gail Zintek, Julie Gluth, and we're going to be talking tonight about contacting and inviting. The individuals were selected. This group of individuals were selected. And there are many more, but I picked these specific individuals because they're signing up new distributors each week personally, and their groups are as well, and sometimes multiple distributors in a week, and they never, ever run out of people to talk to. So each of them work very differently. I'm in regular communication with all four of them. They all have different backgrounds. They all work in different ways. And you're going to hear a little bit about that tonight. So there's two different complaints that I hear from distributors. We're going to talk about complaints, and I know the four of you will relate to this, but the first one is I can't find people to show the business to. How many of you, Julie, Gail, Greg, and Darla, have you heard that one?
Oh, yes. All the time.
Yeah. All the time. I can't find people to talk to about the business. And then the second complaint I hear all the time, and it's a complaint. I hear it from people. In fact, I had a conversation yesterday with the distributor about just this. And I have so many people to show the business to, I can't get to all of them. In fact, didn't Julie, we have a conversation about that yesterday?
We did.
We did. Yeah. So that's the second complaint. And for those of you that can't find people to talk to, when you hear that there's people that have that complaint, I have so many people to show the business to, I can't get to all of them, you want to be them, don't you? You are like, how is that even possible that people can have more people to talk to than they can even get to? See, and that's how I've been since I've been in the business. It's so overwhelming to me how many people there are to show the business to, that I can't get to all of them. And wouldn't you love to have that problem? So tonight, that's a couple of things we're going to talk about. So I want to talk about tonight, where are all these prospects that everybody's talking about? How do you get appointments? How much referral business and how much do you have to reach out? In other words, I want to talk with this group tonight about how much of the business you're getting is coming from referrals and how much do you actually have to reach out to set up appointments, and is it different now than it was in the beginning for you? And then any specific stories. We're not going to get to everything, but we'll talk about as much as we can. Any specific stories that you have about maybe some of the more recent distributors that you signed up, where they came from, and how you contacted them, and then any specific strategies. And then I also have a question around maybe some questions that you ask yourself that help you to find people to talk to. So again, I've got Julie Gluth, Gail Zintek, Greg King, and Darla DeGrande, and that's what we're going to be talking about tonight. So I'm just going to toss it out, and you can just jump in whenever you're inspired. I want to start off by talking about where are the prospects? Where are you personally finding the people to show the business to? And anybody that wants to jump in, just jump in.
Well, Jordan.
Go ahead, Julie.
Jordan, I like to volunteer a lot, and I take any opportunity that the volunteer nonprofit organization offers me to go out and talk to people. I also created that networking for Spanish-speaking group as well. I send a lot of Facebook friends requests for people that if I see a post that I like and is interesting in the people who are friends of that person, before I send them the friend request, I check them to make sure they are good people to be friends with, and then I send them a friend request because they might have say something that intrigues me, or I have a curiosity about that, or so I send a lot of friends requests. I do belong to a BNI group as well, and also I belong to a military wives and veterans group. So I'm intentional every day that I wake up. If I can say a little bit before that, you talk about where do you meet these people. So before you can go out and attract people, you had to have your mind set to meet people. So the first thing that you had to do is, of course, if you're, you thank your creator for waking up that morning, and like you suggested, start sending cards in the morning, because when you start sending cards, you're happy to connect with people. So now you're happy. So when you go out and about and do your day, now you are giving and sending positive feelings. So that's how I meet people. I was at Walmart the other day, and the lady behind me, she tapped me on the shoulder, and I was just doing my regular business, and she said, "Do you live here?" I said, "Yes," and we started talking. To make a long story short, she gave me her business card. They're visiting. They're looking into moving here. So you know what happened next. So
Great.
stay in touch with them.
That's fantastic, Julie. So Julie's a networker. She meets people. She intentionally goes to events and targets specific events that she wants to go and meet certain people that she knows she's going to bond with and connect with. How about you, Gail? Where do you find people to talk to about the business?
Well, I think everybody knows that Steve and I are realtors, that we've been building a tremendous real estate business over the last 10 years using the SendOutCards system. And so I've joined a lot of online groups on Facebook where realtors hang out and they want to get information. And so my niche market is real estate agents. And so over the last week, 4 agents have actually reached out to me through a Facebook message. And so I wrote down some notes, Jordan. You want me to tell a couple little stories?
Well, not the stories yet, Gail, but just more, well, unless they're involving where you meet people, yes.
Well, and that's how it is. You know, it's like anything you do in business, you're like Julie is intentional, and you go out and you do what you do every single day. And then over time, things start to come back to you. So as long as you're like, for me, I'm intentional in these groups. I'm sharing card stories. So in my day-to-day life, I'm still a realtor. I'm still connecting with people. I'm still sending the heartfelt cards. And that creates the stories that inspire the realtors to want to have what I have. And so therefore they're reaching out to me.
Beautiful. Love it. But again, you notice Gail, because she's a realtor, she's interested in that and she loves it. She goes to connect with people in those communities. So Greg, how about you?
Well, you know, I work in the oil field, so it's kind of a challenge getting out of here at 5:30 in the morning and sometimes not getting home till 7 or 7:30 at night. But I found that all the guys in the oil field, they want to be out of the oil field and they want to be back home with their families. And so that's a normal reaction to ask them a question. Say, if I knew a way you could make some money with your smartphone and get back home with your family, would you want to see it? And so you send them a card or send their wife a card. I say, hey, let's send your wife a card. And then they do that, and their wife responds back and says, when are you going to come home? But lately what we've been doing is I started really reaching out on LinkedIn. And I found that it's a gold mine. So we're targeting professionals. We're targeting realtors, insurance agents, mortgage brokers, especially with all the great interviews Cody's been doing lately. And we do that for a couple reasons. Number one, these are people that already have the skills that we're looking at in network marketing. They already know how to prospect. They know how to follow up. They know how to have good conversations. They understand what working for commission is all about. And they also, when you show them the business, SendOutCards is a perfect match for what they're already doing. So I connect with people, and you can do it real quick on LinkedIn. You simply start doing a search for realtors or insurance agents, and then it will prompt you to connect with people, and you literally can connect with about 50 people in under 2 minutes. You just go connect, 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 and then when they respond back, I have a couple of things, and I have it all written down, the script that I use, and I can just cut and paste from my computer and cut this right into the message. Something like, hey, Mary, really nice to connect with you. How long have you been a realtor or an insurance agent, and what do you love about it? And it starts the conversation, and then when they respond back, I use Joel Price's little phrase that she came out with in her book. I said, I don't know if you'd be interested, but you know, I have some realtor friends that are using a relationship marketing tool and getting unheard of results. And then I tell Gail's story. You know, they were getting 35% referrals, and now they're up to 100% in their referrals. And just curious if you'd want to see what they're doing. And then if I get a yes, then I go ahead and set up the appointment and send them the app and do a gift account walkthrough with them. And I do that with insurance agents or whatever. And then I'm also using Todd Falcone's script. Sometimes you see somebody looking for a new job, or they say, hey, I'm looking for another opportunity. and I say, let me ask you a question. I'm an entrepreneur and I'm expanding one of my businesses in your area and looking for some sharp people to help expand our market share. Do you at all keep your income options open to make money on the side of what you're presently doing, especially if it can help you grow your present business?
Love it.
And
So,
I don't know, I can send you those scripts and you can do with them what you want, but
oh, that'd be great. If you don't mind, Greg, if you don't mind posting those, are you comfortable with posting those?
sure, yeah.
That would be really great.
But that's been getting, we're having like 5 or 6 presentations a week just doing that from LinkedIn.
Fantastic. Great.
We got 6 people that should sign up this week.
You're like me. You need to get some non-reflective glasses.
I know. Yeah, how's that? Better?
We can read everything on your computer screen. Not
There
really.
you go. Yeah.
So, hey, Darla, how about you? Where are you meeting people and where are you finding people to show the business to? Oh, you're muted, Darla. Hold on. Okay, go ahead.
I've been in network marketing for 9 years now, and I still have yet to go through a quarter of my list. It's really that big. And the people that sign up with me are people usually that aren't even on my list, because I literally have learned how to attract people to me by just being kind and genuine. I've probably sent 50 cards out in the last 2 months to new people that I've met. I'll go to an event, like I went to a party on Friday night. There must have been 100 people there. I didn't know maybe 45 of them. And I left with at least 15 new phone numbers and selfies with those people and texted them all for their addresses and have their addresses. Last night, I went to a birthday party back at home where I live for some old family high school client friends. And I reconnected with about 16 people that I hadn't seen in years, got pictures and all their numbers, even got their addresses while I was there. And and I constantly got my eye out for who else can I leapfrog through. So there was these just amazing, gorgeous, delicious cupcakes that were gourmet made. And I said to her, I said, who made these cupcakes? I said, did the hotel make these cupcakes or did someone make these cupcakes outside? She says, yeah, my friend who owns a local business made them. I said, fantastic. I went and took some pictures. I messaged her for the person's address. And now I'm going to send that person I just want you to know that your cupcakes are amazing. I took these pictures. Everybody loved them. And I just do that kind of stuff nonstop. Wherever I go, I've got my radar on for who can I touch that is influential and connected. And I will find a way to touch them.
So you notice the last thing that I mentioned, and I'm talking to the whole group, everybody that's listening in, what questions do you ask yourself to help you find people? And Darla just gave you one of those questions. She's always asking herself. She answered the question. She's always asking herself, where can I go, or how can I reach out to more people? And she looks for those opportunities. It's a question that she's constantly asking herself. You don't need a lot of questions like that, 1 or 2 questions like that, and you've got an abundant supply of people to show it to. And it's almost baffling when you listen to these 4, it's almost baffling that people have a hard time finding people to talk to, because the opportunities are all day long, minute after minute after minute, as long as you leave your house. And you don't even have to leave your house anymore with tools like LinkedIn, as Greg told you. So, okay, I don't want to spend a lot of time on this next one, but I do want to talk about it. I know that when you do certain things throughout the course of your day, as it relates to connecting with people and building relationships, the appointment is almost like a slam dunk. In other words, there's not any strategy behind it. There's not any manipulation. There's not any pitch. It's very simple for these folks to get an appointment. And they almost never get no-showed, like rarely. Why is that? What is it that makes it, what do you do to get an appointment? And why is it that you rarely get no-showed and it's really easy for you to get the appointment? Darla, why don't you start on that one?
Yeah. When I first got started, I used to get stood up all the time. I didn't understand certain things until I went through becoming a student of learning these little tips and tricks. Right. You know, when you start studying overcoming objections and how to set the appointment and those types of things, you know how to do the process of elimination to confirm your appointment. So when I'm setting an appointment with someone, I will say to them, okay, so when someone says, tomorrow works for me, you got to keep control of the ball in your court. If you say, okay, give me a call tomorrow when you're ready, you just gave them control. You set the appointment. And then you say to them, can I ask you a favor? If you're going to run late or behind, and if I'm going to run late or behind, I will let you know. Let's be courteous to each other with our time and make sure that time is going to work. And I've had people literally have to move their appointment a few times, but not stand me up. I don't get stood up anymore. Yeah. And so when I even flew to a meeting in another state, drove 4 hours, and showed up to a no-show. No lie, because I didn't confirm it. I didn't confirm it ahead of time before I got on that plane.
Darla, do you confirm with somebody right before the appointment or the same day, that morning, just to make sure that they're still solid?
I do it before, and then I do a little touch on the way to say, okay, I'm heading out now. Do you need me to pick anything up? Are you running behind? Would you like some coffee? I'll find a reason to touch them. I'm heading out now. I'm running a little bit early. I'm running on time. I'll just do that and get a reply back from them.
Great. Thank you for that. That was fantastic. Julie, what do you get, first of all, how often do you get no-showed, and how do you set your appointment? Is it easy for you to set the appointment, or do you have to go through a big pitch to do it?
No, Jordan. What I do is I follow what you teach us to do, which is, first of all, if you meet someone, of course, you take a selfie, you send the card, you send the brownies, and most of the time they're going to send you a text, or they're going to post it on Facebook and say, thank you for the brownies, they were delicious. And then I follow up with them. I would like to meet with you. And when I do the same thing that Darla does, the night before, I do make a list. I make a list of all the people I need to contact the following day, and the number one is going to be the person that I had the first appointment with. So I confirm with everybody that we had the appointment. And what I do, Jordan, I have very limited time that I can set my appointments because of my family demands. So what I do is I have every day I can have appointment at 10 o'clock in the morning, and that's by choice because I want to roll out of my house a little bit later. I can meet them at 9:30 if I have to, but it's 10 o'clock and 12 o'clock. And those are my two appointments every day. So when I set an appointment, I say, okay, you have a choice. Is it Monday or Tuesday good for you? They said Monday. Okay, it's 10 or 12 o'clock. 10 o'clock, you got it. So we meet in here, and I confirm the appointment the night before, like Darla does. On my way out of the house, I send them a text, I'm on my way. I'm going to be there a couple minutes early, or I'm running late, or whatever the case may be. So what I did, the person who I met with this morning is, I was volunteering for the nonprofit organization that I volunteer for, and something about that person keep attracting me. So I keep going back and forth to her booth. And to make a long story short, I purchased something from her, and I took a picture of them. Intentionally, I took a picture of them, knowing what I was going to do with that picture. And then when I came home, I took a picture of the item I purchased and sent her a text saying how beautiful that was displayed in my house. So I built a relationship right there by complimenting her of, first of all, her booth when I was physically in front of her, and then complimenting her item I purchased from her to show her how beautiful it looks in my house. So now I'm complimenting her. She doesn't even know what I do. I'm just complimenting her. So later on, I sent her a thank you card for allowing me to purchase the item from her, and she was floored. So I said, can we meet? I invited her to come to our Saturday event, Jordan, but she couldn't make it. So I said, how about Monday? Are you available Monday? She said, I'm available Monday. What time? 10 o'clock. I'll be there. And I met with her. She was already sold. She was already sold because I already built a relationship with her. So if I try my best not to go out.
Didn't she sign up, Julie?
She will sign up Friday. Yes, for sure. For sure.
Nice. So. Good job. Okay, so the next question related to this is for Gail and for Greg. What is the relationship between the relationship and getting the appointment? In other words, what is the impact of having a relationship with somebody and getting the appointment? You follow my question? Do you understand my question, Gail? Yeah.
Well, and a lot of the people that are talking to me, that they're reaching out to me, I don't know them. I've never met them. It's through they saw an interview that I did, or they've seen a post that I made in a real estate group. And I wrote down the last 2 days, there's been 4 people, and this is what these are the messages that I received from Sonia. Can you explain SendOutCards to me and how you promote it to earn extra money? these and 99% of the people that are reaching out to me are realtors, and it's because that's where I operate. Kathy, hi Gail, happy Labor Day. I think I'm going to check out SOC. Will you send me a link to sign up? I'm a realtor in Ann Arbor. I would like to know more about SendOutCards. I'm looking for a side business. So not only are they looking for something that's going to enhance the business they already have, because I've positioned it out there. It's like, why would you not want to be a distributor with SendOutCards and share this with other people that you know? And then aloha, Gail. It's let's connect. As they say, you're the queen of a referral-based business. And then that conversation, obviously, Howard's from Hawaii. So I said, oh, I was just in Hawaii in April with our granddaughter. Oh, what island? And it went back and forth. He's from Honolulu. And I said, well, I did a presentation at the Board of Realtors in Honolulu. And so that led to a conversation. He still doesn't know, unless he goes to my Facebook page, that it's SendOutCards. But I said, could I invite you to a presentation on Wednesday at 8 p.m.? And so he's going to be on that presentation to learn more about what it is I do. Great.
Okay, so Greg, I'm just going to be more specific for you.
Sure.
If you don't have a strong connection with somebody, what will more likely happen on the appointment versus if you do have a strong connection with somebody?
If you don't have a strong relationship, chances are that they're going to push back a little bit until you have a chance to actually visit with them more. But building that initial relationship is super important. And I joke around with people. I kind of get them laughing. We talk about where they're from, what about your kids, what about your grandkids, and try to find that type of a thing. And then I say, hey, I want to put your picture in my phone. And so then I take a picture. Jerry is a friend of mine. I met him. He owns a saltwater disposal here in North Dakota in the oil field. And he came in to deliver some invoices, and I hadn't really met him before. We started talking, and I took a picture of him, and I said, oh, by the way, give me your mailing address. I want to send you something. And so I sent him a picture with a couple of brownies, and I said, hey, call me when you get these. So he called me, and he said, yeah, I want to meet about that. He said, I know some people that would love to do this right away. So we met for lunch, and he's signing up Thursday with a marketing bundle and distributor. But
Nice.
Building the relationship, sending people birthday cards. We send lots of birthday cards from Facebook. And if people get a card with their picture on it, that builds a relationship quicker than anything else.
This is the easiest, when it's done effectively, this is the easiest business for presenting and signing people up than I've ever seen. It's so, because we have the ability through the cards and the brownies to make that quick connection. And it's so powerful. In fact, what I've found is if you're really disconnected with someone, if I try and set an appointment with somebody that I don't have any connection with at all, they no-show me, they cancel, they push back, as Greg says. But if I've got a connection with them, meaning that I've either sent them a card or a card and a gift, I've had a conversation with them and really expressed interest in them, asked them a lot of questions like Greg talked to you about, then setting the appointment and presenting is like so easy because it doesn't require energy at all. It's just texting somebody, messaging them and saying, hey, I want to get together with you. And they always say yes, because there's a level of respect, mutual respect there. Darla, is there anything you wanted to add to that? You're muted. You're still muted. Let me unmute you. Okay, go ahead.
Thanks. Another thing that it's because I didn't have my glasses on. Another thing that I tell people is I just say, hey, listen, I want to get you off my list. I've had you on my list for 2 months. I need 15 minutes with you, 30 minutes if you can stretch it. And I'm going to share with you what I do and to show you how a few possible ways that it could fit into your life to increase your business numbers. If it's for you, great. If it's not for you, but I want to cross you off my list because I got to get you off my mind.
That's something that you might want to write down. I want to cross you off my list just to get you off my mind. So, I'd like to get together with you. I also really liked what Darla said before, and I use that periodically. I'll tell you when she was talking about what you can do to kind of anchor the appointment and minimize the chance that they're going to change it or cancel it on you, or at least minimize the chance that they're going to cancel it on you, is to say something along the lines, look, I'm going to respect you and your time, and I would hope you would do the same for me. So if anything comes up, just make sure and let me know, and I'll do the same for you out of respect for you. So now at least you've got that mutual agreement. You get their okay, and then that way, and then like Darla mentioned before, the day of, send them a text message, let them know that you're on your way. And I love your idea, Darla, about offering to bring coffee or something like that. You know, that's really fantastic. And again, that's another way of just, again, building in that relationship. So we're going to wrap up here in the next few minutes, but I just want to throw the next a couple more quick questions. How much of your business, I'm going to go through each one of you, how much of it is referral business and how much of it is people you're just reaching out to? Like, meaning Gail talked about business that's just coming to her. And then because she's in these groups and she's constantly posting things that are valuable to the realtors and talking about the importance of relationship marketing and giving examples, so she gets people coming to her. So for all of you, Julie, how much of it are you reaching out and how much of it is referral? And I'm just going to go right down the line. Go ahead.
I think I'm still taking baby steps, so I'm still reaching out to the people, but I do have my pool of people that I already have, or I'm already establishing a relationship with them. So mine are, I'm going to say maybe 90% still, I reach out to them, and I'm working my way to be like Gail, that they will reach out to me. And
they will, because you're planting seeds and building all those relationships, and over time people know what you do, and then they're going to run across people that are interested, and they'll have them contact you. Gail, how about you? What % of your SendOutCards business is referral?
I would say that I do reach out. I get tagged in posts, so then I reach out because I want to answer the questions that people have. But it takes time. Sometimes it's time, and it's building the relationship. So even if someone reaches out to me, August 19th, a young man, realtor in California, reached out. But I asked him in the conversation to please share his address so I could send him something. And he kind of chuckled and said, yeah, I think I've heard that. I picked that tip up from you about how to get an address. And it wasn't until he received the card and the brownies from me that he says, okay, now I get it. I'm sold. I'm ready to go. So I always say that there's 3 ways people really get SendOutCards. One is when they receive that unexpected card, maybe it's expected, and a gift. The second way is when they send a card themselves so they can see how the system works. And the third way is when they receive a check. And I always talk about that because, you know, I enjoy getting checks with SendOutCards. So I let them know that that's a possibility for them too, for $50. And last week, 6 marketing bundle distributors joined our organization. And some was with, you know, back in January was the first contact. April, May, and it's just little seeds that are planted along the way, and then when they're ready, they're ready. So fill your pipeline, send your cards, continue to just be SendOutCards. And I posted a picture, Jordan, on the site. Don't chase people, be an example, attract them, work hard at yourself. The people who belong in your life will come to find you and stay. Just do your thing. So everybody that's listening, just do your thing and continue to share, to give, to enlighten people what SendOutCards is all about.
That's really super, super powerful. How about the image that I used to promote this call?
That was so funny. Where do you find those things, Pat?
Isn't that disturbing? It was so disturbing, but it kind of said it though, right? Yeah. Greg, how about you?
We're still probably 90% reaching out to people, but we are starting to get some referrals and some people come to us. We attended a Chamber of Commerce meeting, one of the times when I finally had some time to actually go mingle with people in town. And we took some pictures and sent brownies to 3 couples that were there that we got to meet. And we met with one of them this morning. She's the director for a nonprofit here in town and saw the value of it. She said, yeah, I really didn't understand it until I saw the card and the brownies. And once they see the card and the brownies, even though they send a card, they still have to receive it. And then once they see their picture on it and they get the feel for what it feels like, then it becomes more powerful. And and like Gail mentioned, following up, you know, we've got 6 people that I think potentially are going to sign up this week as distributors, but I've been working on them for 4 months at least.
Right.
And putting them in the pipeline and sending them another card. I'll see something else on Facebook, and then I'll take another picture and send them another card. Just dripping on people, and when they're ready, they're ready. You know, they pop up to the front burner, and then they go.
Yeah. So Greg works in the oil fields. Excuse me. Greg works in the oil fields, and he's not. I mean, he doesn't have as much time as a lot of other people to go out and really network. But the thing about Greg is he really, I mean, we text back and forth almost every day. He really, really, really wants this business, and he wants to have the freedom that comes with residual income, and he's pouring gasoline on it. And if you listen real carefully to what he has to say, he gives you the formula for contacting and inviting. I mean, he's resourceful, he's asking the right questions, and he's actually doing the work. So kudos to you, Greg. I'm really extremely proud of what you're doing.
There's a pony in here somewhere.
Yeah, right, exactly. Yeah. Okay, Darla, what % of yours is 100? Or what % of yours is referral, and what % is reaching out?
What I would like to say about Greg is the thing with Greg is he's found a need and he's filling the need. So he's in a niche where people have a need, and he's saying, if I could show you, would you? And so of course, you know, when you see a new pregnant mom and, you know, do you have a desire to be a stay-at-home mom? Or are you going to raise your own kid? And she's like, no, I work. I'm like, well, do you have a desire to raise your kid? Then when they say yes, and you say, well, if I could show you a way to stay at home and raise your kid, would you give me 30 minutes to show you how it works? You know, that was a big line that worked for me big time. So for me, I'm going through all the people that have been signing up lately, and they're all people that have come to me. But here's my reason why. If you'll pull back into a satellite view, you know, we look at things so close, like the tree before the forest, you know, pull back away and look down on your organization having 100,000 people in it. And you've been in the business for 20 years. And look down, and every one of those people joined on day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, day 5, day 6, day 10, 7th month, 10th month, 3rd year, 4th year. Jordan, I'm 10 years into your organization. You know, I didn't sign up for 4 months until somebody forced me to send a card. And it didn't happen for me when I sent a card. It happened when my mother called me when she received the card crying. So if you know the rules of the game, that people are going to join it at all these different points. When you meet them, when you tell them about it, when they send a card, when they receive a card, when they receive the 10th card, when they receive the 13th card, or when they lose their job, or when they got fired, or when they got pregnant, or when they got cancer. Because people don't change until an episode or an incident happens in their life. So if you understand this, I go about every single day so excited. I can't wait to see who's going to call me today and tell me to sign them up. Someone will call. Did they call yet? You know, and I just go about that. And every day I feed my pipeline. Every single day I'm poking, refeeding, coming back onto my messenger feed and saying, hey, we haven't talked in a while. How have you been? How's the family? Are your kids better now? Last time we talked, you were going on vacation. How was your trip? You know, just doing that and going and finding a couple reasons to just send a couple cards to touch people in the memories. And I'm done with my day. I'm like, great, I've done my work. I know I can live, because I know that's all part of how you bake this pie. This is the way the recipe works. But you have to be in it for the big picture, though, Jordan. I had someone call me yesterday and signed up with a marketing bundle, and he said, hey, you don't know me, but I know you through somebody else, because 2 years ago they told me about you when they tried to sign me up. And I said, well, why aren't you signing up with them? And they said, oh, they quit. And, you know, that's the sad part about it, is that people don't understand. That person was going through a divorce and had medical problems, had to get over all that, and it's their timing, not yours.
Yeah.
Oh, I get frustrated with
it. Valuable. All 4 of you. I have so much respect for you, and just for what you're doing, the lives that you're going to touch and the lives that you're changing. And this video will stay online for many, many, many years, and thousands of people will benefit from this incredible wisdom. You know what? And there's the majority of people wonder, where do I find people? And you answered the question. You answered every question that someone could possibly have about contacting and inviting in this short 35 minutes. And so I just want to thank you for that. I'm proud to be working with you, and look forward to seeing you real soon. And I know we're going to be messaging back and forth. So thank you, everybody. That concludes our call for tonight. And you might want to say goodbye to everybody.
Thanks,
Jordan. Bye, Jordan. Thank you, guys.